Hi, this is Roger from Four Seasons Spa's Hot Tub Sales and Service. In this presentation, I will go over some causes for cloudy water and what to do about it. First off, if your water appears clear before turning on your jets and then turns cloudy with the jets running, the cloudy appearance is most likely just tiny air bubbles. Air bubbles will become smaller and stay suspended in your water for longer as the water gets older. The first thing to check for when dealing with cloudy water is the alkalinity and pH. High alkalinity, or pH being out of range, can cause cloudiness. If the water balance is correct, the next step will be to determine if bacteria is present. Shocking with chlorine by following the superchlorination instructions on the chlorine bottle. After shocking, leave the cover completely open for 20 minutes to allow for off-gassing, and then check the free chlorine level about 30 minutes after shocking. If the free chlorine measures above 3 parts per million, bacteria is likely not the cause of the cloudiness, and you can move on to the next step. If the chlorine measures below 3 parts per million, shock again and repeat these steps until the free chlorine stays above 3 parts per million for over 30 minutes. Once it does, give the water some time to clear up. Don't use the tub if the free chlorine measures low after 30 minutes, since this can indicate bacteria, which can cause a rash. If the chlorine levels remained high after the initial shock dose, the next likely cause of cloudiness is filtering. A dirty or old filter can become clogged, which limits the amount of water flowing through it. Filters should be cleaned once per month and replaced once per year at a minimum. Low filtering time can also result in the water becoming cloudy. If the filter itself appears good and clean, try adding an hour to the filtering time each day, at least temporarily until the water clears up. A water clarifier product, such as Leisure Time Brighten Clear, can help filter out tiny particles and increase filtering efficiency. Remember, it's going to take some time for your water to clear up, so you give it a day or two after following these steps. I would like to jump back into the bacteria issue I mentioned earlier. Bacteria can start to grow when there is no more sanitizer in the water, and it should be suspected if the free chlorine level is low 30 minutes after adding chlorine. Aggressive treatment with chlorine is needed to kill all bacteria. Shocking once per day will not be as effective as shocking every 30 to 60 minutes. The tub should not be used if a bacteria problem is suspected, again, since it can cause a bad pimply type of rash. These graphs represent the bacteria and chlorine levels using different shock methods. The lines in blue represent the chlorine, the lines in red represent bacteria levels, and the blue arrows represent each chlorine shock dose. The first graph shows high bacteria levels and several chlorine doses. The chlorine level in blue drops down very quickly, while the bacteria level in red drops down slightly with each chlorine dose. The second graph shows high bacteria in a single chlorine dose. The chlorine again drops down quickly, and then the remaining bacteria can continue to grow now that there's no chlorine to stop it. This is why shocking once per day will not usually fix a bacteria issue. The third graph shows low bacteria levels with a single dose of chlorine. The small amount of bacteria are completely destroyed, and then the remaining chlorine will last much longer now that there's no bacteria to use it up. If allowed to grow out of control, bacteria can form biofilm, a slimy protective coating which protects the bacteria from sanitizer. Biofilm hides inside the plumbing and can cause ongoing water issues if left untreated. Slimy surfaces, such as on top of the filter, are a telltale sign of biofilm buildup. Draining and refilling will not help with biofilm. A spa purge product is required to remove the biofilm prior to draining. BioOster, Spa Marvel Cleanse, Awesome, and Oh Yuck are some examples of purge cleaners. If the water is relatively new and biofilm is suspected, There are some products which can be added weekly to help remove it without draining. These include BioOuster 3-in-1 Weekly Care and Hot Tub Serum. Thanks for watching and happy soaking!